Ready when you are.
Hi, you guys. Halloween is right around the corner because this is the end, the last Monday in September. And I wanted to give you plenty of time to paint this Halloween scene. But something you may not know is that when I went to these pumpkins, I was stumped. You're going to watch me struggle painting these pumpkins. And we didn't edit it out. Wait till you see, because I had a terrible time with these pumpkins. And pumpkins are usually so easy for me. And, I had a lot of fun blading the canvas and everything else, but wait till you see the solution that I was able to, I came up with an idea and you can use that idea too. Wait till you see how I solved the problem of painting with the pumpkins. And by the way, I'm going to look up here for a minute and say welcome to our channel and our premieres. And it's very nice to have a Halloween painting that you can put up again and again every year. You don't have to keep doing them. We try to make the holidays fun and acrylic painting. And I think you're going to love this painting, and you're really going to learn how to solve a problem when nothing is working. Hi, you guys. It's that time of year where we're going to be painting something for Halloween. And I'm trying to do it early enough where you actually have time to paint it and hang it up for a decoration. Every pumpkin has a story. Every crooked fence has magic. And I'm going to show you how to bring the warmth of Halloween onto the canvas. And this will be fun. And wait till you see how we do it.
Oh, I like that.
You like that?
I do.
It's catchy, isn't it?
That is.
Every pumpkin has a story.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay. And we're going to talk about our colors with our legacy palette. We talk about the legacy palette. These are colors I use all the time. I may add or take away a few, but basically they're the standard colors Ginger uses on all her paintings. Titanium white, yellow, cad yellow medium, cad yellow light, yellow ochre or oxide, raw sienna, naphtha crimson, cadmium orange, cad red light. That's magenta. May or may not use that. This is Paynes gray, not black. Paynes gray, that's black and ultramarine blue. Phthalo blue, ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, and burnt umber. So that's pretty simple palette. I think you're going to get this easily. As with all landscapes, we start in the back and then we work our way forward. We've kind of traced it on here like that. If you want a traceable for this, you can go to our website, gingercookondemand.com, and you can see right on the front page where you can get this traceable for $1.29. You want to paint it?
If you're not a green member. If you're a green member, you'll have access to it shortly.
Yeah, if you're a red or purple member or yellow member, you always have access, right? Or even if you're in the art lounge, you have access. The art lounge member, you have access too.
Yes.
So it's just, but if you're none of those things, and you still want to paint it, we still want you to paint it. So we have devised that. Now the background is very it's sort of a soft blue. Now I know this is just yellow, but we're going to start with like 99% white, okay, and a little bit of Paynes gray, because that's sort of a blue-gray color, okay, and a tiny bit of phthalo blue, okay. So when you see this, this is so much more blue than I want, okay? So, and I want this a little grayer. So put a little bit more Paynes gray in it, like that. And I want it lighter. So I'll have to put more white in it, all right? And we're just gonna, I want it to be a very, very light blue color, okay? And I think I'll put a little bit of ultramarine in there too. There you go, the red, there we go. Maybe all of this, I want all of that. So I'm gonna come up here like this. And I think I could still use some more white in that. I think that's a little bit bright, so I'll just add some more white to that. This is one of my smudgy brushes. Okay. And I'm just gonna come kind of under here like that, under the tree branch. And it's still way too white for what I want, all right? So I'm going to get some more white paint like this.
Okay, you said it's way too white for what you want.
It's way too dark. I want it lighter, okay? I want it lighter. So we're going to do that and just come in here like that, do this. And and I'm going to dry it because this is not the color I want, and so it's not going to work for me. All right, does that make sense?
Yep.
So rather than, just don't panic about that. It's just a color, and we'll dry it and make another color. Yes?
Yes and yes.
I think we're going to go another direction even. We're going to put the blue. Is that dry? Not quite. So usually I nail this right away, but I didn't this time. I'm not doing that color. So the color I'm going to have is I'm going to have a light yellow, and then I'm going to do the blue. So if I've got any of this blue paint off on this palette here like this, let me scrape this off. I think it's pretty much, I used it all up, so that doesn't really matter. Come over here, and we're going to do yellow.
Ooh, good thing I have another palette ready to go.
Yeah, so we're going to do light yellow and then the blue over it. Well, sometimes you just have to decide how you're going to do things, and I've just decided that's how I'm going to do it, right? A little bit of raw sienna, okay, and white, okay, like that. I want something lighter. And I'm going to take, yeah, that's beautiful. So I'm going to take this color, and that's the color I want on this canvas in here, like that. That's fine. Now, this won't work if it's wet. So this will not paint over anything if it's if your blue is still green. You'll be making green if it's. Make sure you dried it.
A green sky.
So again, thought that was the good idea, wasn't? But this is. I'm glad we do these things. So we never edit this stuff out, and I'll tell you why. Because you've got to know that it's just acrylic paint. It's not rocket science. It's nothing too scary. I'm going to put a little bit of my matte medium on the brush, kind of have it go a little further. Got about a tablespoon of the matte medium here. I'm going to have it go just a little bit further than this does. Okay. Going to bring all this down to here. And actually, having a little bit of that blue, tiny bit of that blue show through is kind of almost interesting. It will be when we start finishing this. So, all right, so we decided that we know what the colors were, right, of this painting. I'll take a little yellow ochre now because I'm going down a little lower. And I'm going to make it just a little warmer as I come down here like this, come around our fence. And let's kind of keep it a little bit closer to the fence. You can do that with the angle brush. Okay. There's this little matte medium I'm using, just a teaspoon of that. Put in there like this. Now I'm taking a little bit of white. More here like that. Okay, so I've all right, so I've got that really, really light background. And if I put a little bit of more of the yellow ochre in it and the white, I can come down here and say this is where our path starts, and come down here like that with this between the gates. Okay. Now, when you're using a matte medium, you really have to dry it well, though, because it extends the life of the drying time of your painting. So you want to make sure you've dried everything really well when you're using it. But let's just dry all that, okay? Now, in order for me to make the sky now, I'll take another smudgy, And those same colors, I'll take a little bit of that matte medium. Maybe I can pull up a little bit of that blue color from this board here that I have. If I have any of this paint that I can kind of wake up like that. Okay, so if I do that, then I can take, there you go. Because I really want it more translucent, not lighter blue. So if I do this, I can suggest this blue sky by just thinning it out with the medium and almost staining this area here like that. And then coming up here like that.
Just hinting at it.
Yeah, just hinting that there is some sort of blue sky that,
It's not all ghosts and goblins.
yeah, like that, right up there. So we're hinting at that right there for the sky, okay? And it's almost could be a little bit grayer. A little bit of Paynes gray with that. I think that's a little bit thick. Okay. So I'm going to say that color's there a little bit down in here, but not too much, okay? So now I have to dry that. This is a lot of drying, which is why it's a good painting for a premiere, because we have to dry this part in order for us to put the orange. I don't want everything to go green, but yellow and blue make green. So I'm going to rinse the brush, and then I want the, I think I want white and a little cad yellow light and a little bit of orange, like that cadmium orange, right, like that. Okay. Maybe zinc white. Let's try that. I'm not quite getting how light I want everything, so let's try zinc white. I think I had yeah. Let's try some zinc. That's your transparent white, okay? So let's try some of that color in there and see what we get. Yeah, okay. I'm going to start making some clouds up in here. Try a little titanium and see what that does. Okay. And as I move it around, I can even use a little bit of the medium with it because I'm going to, I want it to just sort of flow nicely. So I've got a little bit of that matte medium with this color. This is my next layer of sky. I'm just going to suggest all that in here. And then as I get a little more orange, that cadmium orange color, I can come over here like this and suggest that there's this orange, these orange bushes over here. Maybe a little bit of yellow ochre coming down this way. A little bit of yellow ochre and white, zinc white. Okay, and you see, let's see, that's not translucent enough, so we'll just do some of that. We'll add more medium. Well, maybe a little bit of titanium white. Making these circles. You want this mysterious background. That's what we're going for, mysterious. Yes? Then you have a little bit of color on your brush and you can use the medium and it just sort of stains this color, right? Just sort of stains it, which is kind of neat. So you have this really interesting background without having to do too much. Want a little bit of this orange up in here, like that, where the trees are. And you can thin it out with a little bit of the medium. Some of that over there. You can layer as long as everything's dry, okay? That's the trick. So if I want to do a little bit brighter down here, this is my next layer. Put a little bit of burnt sienna with that. And maybe some yellow. A little bit of medium. See? Just create these bushes all over here and just making circles. That's all I'm doing is just making circles. Take a little bit of the cad yellow light with some orange, like that. Can you see the thing? Put a little medium with it. Just keep stuff uneven. Don't make straight lines, please. And we're just layering that on there, right? And as long as I've got this color going, I'm going to come in here with my path and put it in here like that. A little bit of orange in here. Put my path going on here like that. Then so I've got a little orange, and you always say, where else can you use it? I can color this pumpkin because I know that's going to be orange. And I'll put a little bit of medium with it so it covers nicely. Look how that just flows when I do that. So instead of using water, I'm using a little medium. And there's this pumpkin. And let's see, here's some burnt sienna and orange for this next one.
That's the matte medium we've been using.
Yeah, the matte medium. Okay. Put a little bit of the medium with it so it moves. Right? And let's do this one. So you just got your first layer of paint on these guys. Because, I mean, you were in the color anyway, and you're going to have to put something on there. Okay, so there we go, like that. And so those are the 3 pumpkins here. Now so I've still got this brush, and I got a little bit of orange and burnt sienna. And now I'm going to tap in some more bushes. That was the light background, and I'm just tapping this in. See, stomp, 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 stomp. And a little bit of burnt umber and burnt sienna. And a little medium. Let's see, a little bit of burnt umber, Paynes gray, and zinc white, maybe. Yeah, that's better. So I've got some bushes in here. And you've got some over here too. Put that in there. And I think I want a little bit more of this orange up in here like that. There's a yellow and cad orange light. I love cadmium orange. It's just such a good color. And it's really just...
Well, especially for Halloween type stuff.
Yeah, really.
All your fall paintings.
Yeah, it's so terrific. So you start building up the layers. You want this to be real pale, but down here. But we're just building the background up. And so I'm rinsing the brush and getting a little bit of medium and orange and coming up here like this. And right up into this tree up here like that, patting that color. Just patting it up here like this. You want some of the sky showing through. Okay. So those are some things we can do. And then let's see, let's hear some raw sienna over here. As long as I'm doing it. See, this side of the tree is just raw sienna. And then we'll take some burnt umber, Paynes gray, and we'll just tap some woods in here like that. There you go. Okay, so I think I'm feeling pretty good about that. Okay. So it seems complicated, right? But it really isn't. What we're going to do now is just put everything, stop and assess. We're going to assess. We're going to evaluate and assess, all right? So let's dry it. I'm still not totally happy with the sky yet. Okay. But this is why you use acrylics, because if you're not happy, as long as you're drawing, you can keep refining. All right. And
Fine tuning it.
yeah, we're going to fine tune it, you know, and absolutely that's what I want to do. I want something lighter in the sky like that. Very light. Maybe that's zinc white. Let's try titanium white, right? Let's try a little bit of orange in that. I want something a little bit lighter in the sky like this. And I want maybe some zinc white in the sky like that. There you go. So I'm making more circles. Because there's some light that's going on back here, and if you don't put it, you'll lose the mystery. Does that make sense? You're going to lose the mystery, and you keep making circles with these little smudgy brushes. And you can kind of you go zinc white will allow the other colors to show through. All right. And yet you still have that sort of that out of focus mystery stuff here. Like, look, when I put it over this orange, see that I dried the orange, so I'm putting that over it, and it just kind of pushes it way back into the background. Still too yellow. Let's try some white. It really felt like it was too yellow. That's a little titanium white there. See, so I've got this, what I think is just kind of a nice looking background. Okay, so I'll just rinse the brush here because I'm picking up yellow. And try this. More circles. You still see the blue. You still see some of that blue, but it's just slightly in the distance. That makes sense? It's just slightly back there. You're okay. So that looks pretty good to me. That does. That will work. Let's see. This comes up about here. We need to bring this down a little bit. We need these down here like that. Okay. Okay, so I think that works for my background now. I've got it. I'm pretty happy with that. So one thing I know, for instance, like in my lantern, there's some orange inside it. Okay, I'll put that. All right. And you know, I got to tell you guys, when you see this, it's hard to, if you didn't know you had to kind of do it like this, it doesn't really look like anything yet. I'm going to take a little bit of orange now and tap over this. See what I'm doing? A little bit of strong, just some orange color. Just dot it on this, like this. Over the brown, there you go. Let's get some brighter colors in here. Maybe we'll take a little bit of cad red light. That's a good one too. We haven't used much of that color. Let's see, that's a little too bright. Yeah, no, we can't use that color. We could put some yellow with it and use it, but we can't use it straight out of the tube. Okay. So you build up your layers.
That's a real secret. A lot of people don't do that. They try to plop in the color all at one time and be done with it.
Yeah, and it just doesn't.
You can't do that.
No.
You're not going to get the right effect.
No, you're not. And you're just going to be kind of disappointed in the painting. Okay?
You can't rush the process, guys.
Yeah, and that's kind of, you know, so we every once in a while, we'll do some special paintings like for Halloween and stuff like that, you know, where maybe take a little bit more of a challenging pace because, you know, you can only paint so many Halloween paintings, right? And then at some point you've got to ask yourself, what am I doing? Which ones do I want to put out for Halloween and make them sort of heirloom pieces? I'm just going over this orange again with the paint. Let's just do another layer. As long as I'm here with the orange on my brush, just give it another layer here like that. Okay, so I've got those. All right, so let's take a small detail brush. This will be a fun part, right? Let's take a small detail brush and paint our lantern in. I'm going to wet it, and I'm going to take some Paynes gray, and let's put a paper towel here so I can roll the brush, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and paint this in. Now that's the first layer, and that has to dry. Okay, that's all we done is got some paint on there. Hi, you guys, Ginger Cook here, and these are the paintings that will be drawn for our fourth quarter. Yeah, wow, the days are going by fast, and so did this year for our scholarship fund. For those of you who have been contributing at least $25 over the last 3 months, either on YouTube or in our academy, have a ticket in the fishbowl for drawing to win one of these original paintings. And I just love these penguins. That was a Christmas painting we did last year for you. The frames we found on Amazon, they were very reasonable, and Jerry's Autorama, these wooden ones. So just in case anybody asks us, the frames of course, aren't with the paintings. But I think you're going to love the penguins and these cattails. This is one of my favorite tutorials we've ever done on YouTube. I really debated hard whether to put this in there, but we so appreciate your donations. That's what keeps the channel going and allows us to scholarship artists in our acrylic painting with Ginger Cook Scholarship Fund, where they can get personal art coaching and help somebody become an artist. So there's these cattails. You would probably remember this tutorial this year of the Mediterranean window. John, can you zoom in? Look at the texture on this. Can you see all the texture on the flowers? This is such a cool painting. I think you would really love to be able to see all the blending and layers and everything in this. The TV cannot show, or the computer can't show you how marvelous these colors are. Everyone that's ever gotten an original painting from me, of course these come with certificates of authenticity, has said that the colors are so much more magnificent than what we can even show you here, even though they have been varnished. This was a painting that I did for the Academy, and it's called Michigan House, and it's in the style of Thomas Kincaid. And again, this is one of my favorites. I think that you might really, really love it. And if I just turn this like this for a minute, I'm going to show you. We decided to do the reindeer, and we thought that some of you might enjoy that as a Christmas decoration, and this will be shipped to you in time for Christmas, or because they're going out. I don't know when, John, but first week of December. So we're going to get these to you, and I don't know. This was a YouTube painting. If you haven't seen this YouTube video, we did it on YouTube. I think did we do it on YouTube or in the Academy? I think we did. So anyway, there's somewhere, right? And then finally, let me just show you I'm just going to pop it on top. Here's our the kids on a log. on a farm. And I think that's really, I think this is charming and sweet, and maybe brings back some memories that you have. And anyway, these will be just some of the paintings. Depending on the donations that come in, there'll be a few surprises. And so again, we thank you very much for that. And I must look up here, John, and say that your contributions are so appreciated. They keep the channel going, and also they allow artists to continue with their art education, and that from all over the world. I'm talking globally, and it makes such a difference, and you're part of that. So thank you very much, and we love you guys, and happy holidays. Now, there's a little bit of a smoky color with the little ultramarine blue color and white on this lantern right in here, like this. See, on the top of it, like this front part, a little bit of Paynes gray with that. A little bit of blue color, but you have to have the second layer on this lantern, and then you have to have the second layer on the top of it, right? And then you've got some of this, and let's see, where's my little bit of medium color, right? Like this is, I want to thin this out, so I'll just get a little medium, right? And I'm going to say that in here, like this, there's a shadow color at the base of this, okay? And then kind of on the sides, there's a little bit of that shadow color, a little bit of the orange right here, okay? And then there's a little bit of burnt sienna going around on the inside of it. Okay. Then we've got a little bit of the Paynes gray on this side, so we've got to fill that in, the second coat. Now we want some bright yellow in there. Okay. So we've got a pretty good looking lantern there. And
kind of floating in space.
Well, he is now. He's floating in space. But there's a little branch that's coming. Take some burnt umber and Paynes gray, and there's a little branch that's coming this way. I get water each time I do that. So we've got a branch that's coming this way, and it's coming from this tree here. This tree right here. And I get new paint each time. I try to go about an inch on a branch, and then I got to get new paint. Okay. Sometimes painting the branch backwards is easier than painting it forward. So, okay, then let's get some more. I'm going to fill out this branch right here like that. A little bit more water on the brush, roll it. You have to have enough paint for it to. Oh yeah, your branches, your see, now you got a pretty good looking lantern. And you wouldn't think that, but you just, it's a nice way to do it. Now let's just get the tree. So I'm going to just do Paynes gray on the tree. For now, we're just
put in the shadow colors.
Put in the dark colors first. This is a neat old tree. So we've got, this tree comes down into here like this, and then it's into the brush and stuff, so you don't see it. Now I'm going to add a little bit of white to the Paynes gray and a little bit of blue. Let's mix that here. Okay. Let's see, a little bit more white with that. And let's see, a little more Paynes gray. Put a little of that blue in there like that. And then as long as I've got this one, I'm going to come up here like this on the branch and connect it like this. We'll put a highlight on the tree, but we'll do it afterwards. Okay. There's our tree, and then we want to come in here with some dark brown and say that all this area in here is dark brown behind the pumpkins. So you block in what you can, all right? Because you sit there and ask yourself, what do I know for sure? Well, I know that this is all dark in here, so I'm not wrong about that, right? So you're just going to block this in like that. And when I look at this, I know that it's all pretty dark in here too, underneath the pumpkins. Like that, at least that much is. So I just might put that in there, and then this area over here by the gate. Well, let's finish the gate. That brush is a little too big. We need a smaller one here. Okay, so we're talking about Paynes gray and ultramarine blue, right? So let's do the fence, right? You guys with me? Okay, like that. We're going to say, here's our fence. It's kind of a dark blue color. All right. We've got a fence right here. It's a little bit water on the brush. Put the fence in. These angle brushes are very nice for that. Okay, I've got another one right here. Make sure you have enough paint. We're putting in that, and You know, you've got some sort of surface on this canvas, John.
I got what?
You've got some sort of surface on here. Yeah. This has got like a ground on it, absorbent ground.
I don't remember doing that on 11 by 14.
Well, I can feel it on the canvas. I can feel the way the brush dragging. I think I'll just paint this solid, then break it out. Probably like that. Then I'll just come back and put the sign. A little bit easier than doing that. It's this gate. And let's see, I've got I love these old crooked fences because they don't have to be perfect. You're just saying that they're here, right? And let's continue over to this one. This is the first layer of paint on here, you guys. And so it's not going to be the final color or anything. It's just that you're just shaping the fence. You're saying it, it's some sort of blue color. You're shaping it like that. And let's put this here for now. There's a lot of brown back in here that we didn't put. We could have done it like that, but we didn't put it. But I just kind of wanted to get the fence in. And there's a piece of board going down here, but I'm not going to put I don't know that I'm going to put the board down. Maybe I will in a little bit, but not yet. All right. All I wanted to do is just sort of block this in, and you can appreciate that. We just want to get this blocked in next to the pumpkins and get some of our dark values in so that we can then finish all the rest of it. Okay. So let's see. Let's get enough moisture on the brush to be able to fill this in. Yeah, this has got some sort of weird absorbent ground on this canvas. Sure does. I'm going to take some cad red here. A little orange. And I want some brown in between here like that. We're going to say that there's some bushes growing up just above the fence, so you're not going to see the yellow. Kind of a backwards way to do this, really. You probably should have put the brown and then the fence and all that stuff, but it works too. A little bit of orange here. And then I'm going to take some orange and I'm going to put all that in here like that. Just some water and some orange color. This is going to be the underpainting for this. Boop, 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 boop. just, you think about Halloween as a kid. You went out trick-or-treating, didn't you, as a kid, John?
What's that?
You went trick-or-treating, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah, you betcha. I dressed up as a mummy one year. I was the best in the neighborhood.
You had Halloween stuff when you went to school too, right?
Yep.
See how, so just by doing this, we sort of made it take a little shape here. Just throwing some color on here like that. For this gate. Okay, so I don't like the color that's right there.
I bet you're going to change it.
So but this is all wet, so we better dry everything and then we'll work on it. So yeah, we lived in the country, so there was just it wasn't like living in a subdivision where you could go trick-or-treating all the time, right? There's a little bit of burnt sienna. But when my granddaughter was little, my oldest granddaughter was little, Cinnamon lived in a subdivision, and they took her trick-or-treating. And you never know what kids are going to say or do. I mean, that's what makes them so interestingly fun. Makes them kids, because if they think it, they'll say it, right? They don't filter. And one of Cinnamon's friends, a good friend of their family, her and John's, kindly offered to take. They were busy doing something, and they said, "Well, we'll take Honey trick-or-treating." So they took her trick-or-treating, and so they had gone to this one house, okay, and there was a porch light on, and you know how porch lights will attract bugs, yes. And so the lady was commenting about her. The lady who opened the door was commenting about her nice costume and everything, and Honey was just mesmerized by the bugs. She couldn't get past the bugs that were on this lady's door. She kept saying that, are you having and so I'm not sure where she got it. I kind of think I know, but I hate to say, but just her mom had a thing for bugs, you know what I mean? And so Honey looks at this lady, and she's like maybe 4 years old, maybe. And I'm trying to get this a little bit lighter here, like that. There you go. Put some white with it. You see me mixing this color, trying to get the color I want. So this light yellow, maybe, huh? And she says to her, that she said, she offers her some candy, and she says, you've got a lot of bugs, lady.
Only out of the mouth of babes.
And the lady said, well, yes, they, it comes with they're attracted to the light. She says, no. She says, that really is because your house is probably dirty. I would go back in and start cleaning it if I were you. Oh God, she said it, right? And her friend who was, who was in college himself, one of their friends, maybe, high school, and they'd known it forever, but he hadn't had a lot of experience with kids, but he was just mortified that she said that and whisked her down the walk before. I think they thought they would be stoned or something for these comments, right? But anyway, that was, so then the following year, she's trick-or-treating with her mom. And in Texas, they really go all out for trick-or-treating. It's very interesting what they do. I need a little bit more orange right here. And they, I'm not kidding. They really go out for trick-or-treating. Now we're making some smaller brush strokes here. Just some little tiny leaves. You see that? Now that we're getting a little bit more, not all the brush strokes are the same style, same size, right? So, this person had one of those blow up. I mean, they spend a lot of money on that stuff. I don't think Home Depot sells those things, and they're like these blow up characters, and they're scary, right? Kind of a monster looking thing. Okay. And so Honey she had a real cute wig on and everything, and a really cute outfit. They'd gone up to the walk, and she was all set to go by herself. She felt brave. She didn't need her mom to go with her, and she goes up to the walk, and this inflatable creature just bursts out of the bushes like, you know, some sort of monster, and she
lost it.
Oh, she lost it. She went screaming down the walk, right? I mean, just totally terrified, yes. And then all the way home. So what is wrong with those people? Don't they know little kids trick or treat? Why would you want to scare a little kid? Why would you want to even do that? I don't understand people. Why would you want to scare a little kid? She's muttering, let's just go home. I don't need to do this anymore. Why would you want to scare a little kid? And, you know, that begs the question, doesn't it? Why would you want to scare a little kid? Yeah. Why would you want to do that? Okay. It's just a little bit lighter here on the tree, right? And I just really wish I could get just that light color right there. It's just bugging me. Okay. So anyway, I thought that was, you know, she was just miffed. You know, I guess that would be the word. Didn't you think, John? That was the word miffed. That was the word miffed. And the thing I remember most of my Halloween, I don't know what you guys remember, in the comments after the show, why don't you tell us your favorite Halloween memories? But I remember that we used to get really good candy and all kinds of stuff in our bags. And then somebody came out with the idea that people were putting in apples and all kinds of things. Some guy had put a razor blade in some apples, and it hurt the kids. And so you couldn't, if it wasn't wrapped candy, you weren't to take it. It had to be wrapped candy. So Halloween got a lot more expensive after that. Okay. Now, remember we did the glazing medium, and it turned out then 20 years later, they discovered it was the father had done it to his own kids. It wasn't just a group of people that were making children sick. This is medium and burnt sienna. See how soft that is? And it coming around here like that. We're applying fall leaves using the flat of our brush. And then as you can do darker leaves, you do the thin ones first, okay, and the orange stuff, and then you can add darker ones. And then you've got, this is how you get the leaves coming down off the tree, like that. And you keep putting them up here like that. That's how you imply that there's leaves off the tree. Kind of neat, right? It's a neat effect, don't you think? And then we're going to come back here and add some darker ones, maybe some burnt umber. Come back up here like this and set them. Maybe just some darker leaves. We'll get that little brush. So again, this is all layering, right? You with me? We're all layering.
One on top of the other.
One little deal on top of the other, right? And that's how you do it. Anyway, so, but, you know, it's just, I guess Halloween's very big in England too. In the UK, it's not celebrated in a lot of, not everywhere.
No.
But it's, you know, and I don't like to do scary Halloween paintings. You'll never see me do a skull or anything like that. I won't do it. I think that if you're going to do sort of celebrate fall and Halloween and stuff, you got to, the paintings have got to be happy. That's what I'm going for, is happy. Yes? Happy paintings. And that's what I hope to achieve with these. All right, so you can see we're getting some depth in the painting now. Now, if we take some phthalo blue and burnt umber, come over here and a little bit of zinc white, okay, and wipe off the brush. Now we're going to come down here like this. Just put a little more zinc white on it. We're going to dry brush this color on the fence. See how we're doing that? We already started with a light color. We had the dark color. And now we're going to go ahead and put the light highlights on this old fence. And you see how if this would not work unless you had the layers on it, right? You with me on that, you guys, right?
Gotta have the layers.
You got to have the layers, or you wouldn't get this effect. And the same thing with this one, the skate here. And it's pretty, going to make these a little bit thicker. It's, so these posts are a little bit closer together, a little thicker. I'm going to put one here too. I didn't have one, I had a space, but I'm just going to put another board there. So I have to repaint that. Okay, so let's bring that all the way down. Get these nice and dark. All right, now when I'll dry that and then put the zinc white over it. And why I'm thinking of it, you see how this is a straight line here? That should not be a straight line. That should be very bumpy line because so let's do something like this with that log, like that, so it's not just a straight line. Okay. Got to kind of watch that stuff when you're painting trees. You just, even if you had a photograph and it was like that, you wouldn't want to do it. You want to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay. And since we went over yellow, I'm kind of darkening some of this, right? So that tree really has that green spooky bit to it. Okay, so now right, we're with me on the zinc white. Wipe it off on the brush, and then just kind of put it on the brush, and then just there you go, like that. Phthalo blue, a little bit of brown, and zinc white.
The old weathered wood look. That's a fun one to say.
Yeah, old weather. Well, if you want us to have something, try unique New York. Try saying that a few times, you guys. Unique
New York.
Unique New York. New York.
New York.
New York. Unique. Unique.
Unique New York.
New York. Unique New York. Or here's what was the other one?
Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather.
Yellow.
Yellow leather. Say that a few times. Fast. Red, yellow, leather. There. Do you see how we age that fence? Isn't that just remarkably neat how that works? We can do the same thing with the tree like that too. You can get that sort of kind of old weathered look here on the tree too. And then of course we had it on that. So you're going, wow, it's just now of course the debate is, do we put this board down? I guess we'll have to. It's in the picture. There's a big space here otherwise. So I'm going to start by put that board down here like that. And there's some boards in between here like that. Of course, we can't do anything with that board until it dries, but we could make this one a little bit wider. What do you say? Why don't we make this a little bit wider?
Just a touch.
Then we'll dry it, and then we'll put the blue on it. Okay. So let's dry that, and then we can do all that fancy stuff to the wood. Okay, so we've got the zinc white. Wipe off because we had written. Okay, like that. Goes down on this board like this. See, that really, aged it so beautifully. Might take a couple coats, you never know, like up on the top here, like we have to do that. But there it is, okay. And then if you need to put a little separation between them, you can take a little orange and yellow, just something like that. And, you can. I think this needs to be blacker. Okay, there. And then we have this just zinc white all by itself, okay, with me. Rinse the brush, so just wipe it off on here, and then up on the top of these, I'll just do a little bit lighter. Not all of them, just a few. Yeah? There, okay, so let's play with the pumpkins, and then we'll go back and finish the rest of this, all right? So what do we know about the pumpkins? We know that the pumpkins are kind of dark brown down here. That'd be the burnt sienna. We've got sort of a shadow color down here at the base, so we'll just paint this one in like this. Wipe off the excess. Okay. And then as it gets closer to the top, it's more orange. Okay. So you've got a choice. You can't go light and dark on yourself. You can do, like for instance, we know it's darker brown down here, and we can blend that in right like that. But then if you're going to do anything else, you got to dry it, okay? So I'll just leave that pumpkin alone, because you see you've got to put these shadow colors in like that. And they go on the bottom like that. And a little bit of burnt sienna. Okay. Then I'll rinse the brush, wipe it off. A little bit of orange. Come up here like that, kind of smudge that in a little bit. So these are the kind of things that actually are going to take a few layers to make work. You're not going to get them, particularly I'm not going to get them with this ground that's on this canvas. I'm going to put a little bit of red in this one. Some cad red. Okay. So I have to get enough paint on there. So I have to get enough paint on these where I can actually make a difference as far as be able to go light or darker. Because right now I've got to have something that these things that my colors can stick to. And that's basically all I've got. I don't really have anything I can. I can't do anything with these till I get enough paint on there and dry it and make sure that I have the shapes right. So that's about the best I can do, and maybe get some darker brown here, and then we will work on each pumpkin. But I think that's a kind of that could be very discouraging when you were trying to paint something like this, because understanding how much paint you have to have in order to be able to go up either lighter or darker is very important. Okay? So let's give those a good dry. John's got some neat stuff to show you, and when I come back, we'll work on the pumpkins.
Hi there, I'm the Acrylic Art Lounge Bear, your sandy paint-splattered guide to a world of creativity. Who says you need a studio to be an artist? Not me. I'm beachside today, but I've painted in the mountains on a cruise ship and once on a picnic table in a forest. That's a long story for another time. In the Acrylic Art Lounge, we keep things simple. Bite-sized acrylic painting tutorials that are fun, friendly, and just the right size for you busy folks, or busy bears like me. Whether you're new to painting or just need a creative snack between masterpieces, this is the place to be. And between us, even a bear can learn to paint, so what's stopping you? But right now, seniors and artists outside the U.S. Yep, I'm looking at you, Canada and Australia, and all other countries can join for just $13.95 a month. That's half off the regular price. But hurry, this offer's as limited as my supply of clean aprons. So come paint with me. The world is your studio, and the Acrylic Art Lounge is your launch pad. Join now at acrylicartlounge.com and let your creative adventures start today.
Okay, now let's see if that worked. I think it worked. Well, this has been an interesting painting, hasn't it, John? Because it's just been one challenge after another. Cameras are frozen.
Well, you know, when you're trying to paint those spooky guys.
Yeah, it's just, man, they're very sensitive about it. So here's a brush. I've wiped all the water off of it, really wrung it out, right? Now, let's try a little bit of cadmium orange now. Let's see how that, oh, isn't that interesting? See? That's how it's supposed to behave. That's how the paint's supposed to behave. And when it doesn't do that, I'm very confused, right? Make sense? That's it's supposed to behave like that. And that's, when my paint doesn't do that, I'm just at a loss, right? Why wouldn't it do that? It's supposed to do that. Let's see, here's some tint. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, that a little bit yellower. A little bit of yellow ochre maybe, huh? See, a little bit yellower up at the top. Then it gets a little bit more orange up there like this. Kind of layer this color on like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's get some more light on there, but let's work on the next one. I think I can make this work, you guys. Good to know, right? Well, I'm used to having a certain amount of friction on the canvas, and I know what I want to have. I know the results that I want to have when I'm painting something. If I'm making some brush strokes and that's not happening, then something else is going on that needs to stop. So, yeah.
So you basically change the surface of the canvas by putting on the matte medium.
Yeah, I changed the surface of the canvas so that it now wants to grab the paint. Okay. I think a little bit of this orange color down here. This is a little bit of this red color right in here like that. And I should be able to layer, see? And when it doesn't let me layer, then I'm very worried. I should be able to just keep layering and dry brushing on color. And if I can't do that, then there's definitely a problem. So at some point, so you can make different oranges. You can just take yellow and reds and make some different oranges. That's for sure. I wouldn't think the pumpkins would take this long, and they normally wouldn't. I'm sure that's just gently layer these colors on. All right, now let's dry that, and then we can do lighter. Okay, so let's get a new towel out. And we want to go with the next step up here, which is a little cad yellow light. Let's try that and wipe off most of the paint. And I want to make sure my brush is nice and clean. Or this doesn't work either. Try that and some zinc white. Move this up a little bit where I've got a little bit of room, right? Just take some burnt sienna and just kind of mark where the lines go. Okay. So the pumpkins are probably taking me a little longer than normal, and that's all right. If the video ends up too long, I'll have John do a speed painting through it. Just speed it up. Have the light up here like this on the top of them. Okay. So as I keep adding the layers, the pumpkins start to come out a little bit better. That's that cad yellow light here. And then it goes into a little bit of orange as you bring it back down. And the base of these pumpkins has got to be dark, okay? All right, let's try those. I'm going to try a detailed brush on that. Where's my Bristol on detail brush? Well, maybe this will work. All right, so we're going to do a burnt umber. We've got to come up here like this and do the, well, first off, let's stop a minute and say what's behind there. All right, behind here are a bunch of leaves. So before I get too far away from this, right? Behind the fence, a bunch of leaves. Okay. And gonna dry that. I know, I'm sorry, just have to do it. Now we're gonna take a little bit of it, take some yellow, and we're gonna paint the stem like this. Come up here and paint the stem. And a little bit of white and beige color. Paint that stem in here like this. We're going to come up here and paint one in here like that so we know where they go. And you've got one right here like this. Got a stem in here. So the stems are dark at the base. So got those in. All right, so I'm going to try some white and cad yellow light. Use a small brush. We're going to actually try to get, well, maybe I can put it up here, John, on a palette, because this is very frustrating to me. You ever get frustrated when you paint? I bet you don't see me get frustrated very often. But I'm telling you what, material failure does it for me every time. I have some material failure, that's it. Okay, so this is coming up here like this. Okay, then we got a little bit of the orange coming in here like this. Where's that stupid smudgy? Maybe I can use it now. Yeah. There we go. Okay, fine, finally. But if you're having trouble painting on a surface, a very good trick is to, let's try a little cad yellow medium. A very good trick is to just put some matte medium over the canvas and dry it and smooth it out. Maybe your canvas is too bumpy, or for whatever reason it's giving you little fits. This one had absorbent ground on it, and the paint just wasn't moving. Okay, so that's that pumpkin, and I'd still like it to be blend down a little more. Okay, we got that one. Let's try this one. Oh, almost done, No need to panic. Just you've got to have it light up at the top. And those little seams have to be in there too. They don't have to be dark brown, but they should be at least an orange. Okay. I think they're good burnt sienna. Okay. Now, what happens here, okay, is we'll just rinse the brush, and I probably should have made this an Academy tutorial, John. So I had no idea it was going to take this long. How long have we been doing this?
You're about $1.15.
Just an hour? It feels like 10.
Just a little over an hour. You're doing fine.
It absolutely feels like 10, you guys.
It's because you're doing the pumpkins.
Okay, yeah, because I'm doing the pumpkins and I'm not happy with how they're doing. How's that? I'm not happy with the pumpkins. So that, it's like time standing still. Oh gosh, but we will persevere. We will persevere because we know how to do it. It's acrylic paint. Man, if this was watercolor, you'd have to throw the whole thing away.
You'd start over.
Start over.
And start over.
Yeah. Okay. Where's that matte medium stuff? Maybe I can get a better blend if I do this. Yeah, look at that. I can. Just don't want to lose those seams. They're important. The stems, couple little things in the stems here like that. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with those. Not wildly happy.
They look like pumpkins to me.
Not wildly happy. Well, do you ever paint something in your mind? You have something in your mind and you're painting it, and then it's not exactly like that, and you're wondering what the heck? You ever have that? So let's put a few little.
What the heck?
Just what the heck? We're going to just do a few leaves in here like that. Now over here is just interesting on this side of the picture, see? That's almost that's not almost, that's one of these angle brushes, and you're creating some leaves. So we're going to take a little bit of yellow and Paynes gray and make it green, right? And we're going to come in here like that and make some leaves. Okay? Okay, so you can't have globs of paint on your brush when you do this. It's got to have the different colors. All right, and then you've got some well, you've got some darker, you've got some plants coming up here on the pumpkin. Let's do some green ones here. Okay, and then you've got some coming up this way. A little bit of, and then you've got some just really yellow, and Paynes gray make a nice kind of olive green. So you've got some. You're wondering, well, why were you sweating over these pumpkins when you were going to cover them all up anyway? But
it's the principle.
It's the principle thing. I have in mind a brush stroke that's supposed to happen. If it doesn't happen, this is very upsetting to me. I don't know about you, but I expect results.
It should be happening perfectly.
Yeah, I expect perfection, or nothing short of perfection, right? But you see how we kind of we allowed them to be in our pumpkin patch, and we just made some leaves. And let's take some phthalo blue and yellow and make some greener ones and put a little black with it. There you go. That's too, it needs to be not that color. It needs to be more of a blue green. Yeah, like that. Just a couple of those colors. Mostly this color. Okay, so then we have the road coming out here. We have this road coming out like this, sideways colors like this, right? You with me? It's doing this with our little path, and it's got different blues and stuff. It's got some blue colors coming out here. Blue shadows. It's because it's at night, right? Well, it's not early at night, but it's sort of dusk.
Early evening.
It's early evening, and then we've got something coming this way too. Got something very dark over in this area. Might as well put it in, right? Everything's very dark over here. Going whoopie whoop whoop, and you're going, wow, what are you doing? And then here's some brown. Okay. And then the shadows go this way. So this is how you're putting your path in. And there's some shadows going across your path like that. There's some more of this green stuff. This kind of olive green color. And then you've got some orange coming over that. And let's see, more of this kind of blue color. More of this blue on here. Let's put a bit more blue on this too. Yeah, get that more. You want that. Let's see, and black and yellow really do make a nice olive green. You've got these colors coming this way across this path like that. Now, this is the part where you can fudge just an awful lot of stuff. You're right? When you get a big glob of paint on that, wipe it off when you have it on your brush like that. Don't leave it. Okay, now we have to dry this. And then, I know this, and then, right?
It's always says that, and then.
And then we can put those leaves in. See, I put a little bit of brown in here like that. And then we can, see, it's starting to look like something now.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, just finishing that path and covering up your pumpkins.
Yeah, and so we're gonna do that, right?
So you panicked over nothing.
Yeah, I know. So then I'm gonna take my brush I was just using, get the green off of it. Now let's take some orange and gold colors and let's put some leaves. Just kind of a flick of the wrist. Not dots, please. No dots.
No dot.
People making dots make me crazy. Okay. Something a little bit darker over in this area. Wipe that paint off. Kind of layer this over it. Now, yeah, path looks better, yes. Now, here's what we're going to do. You're going, oh no, we're going to do something. It's just what we're going to do, right? Here's what we're going to do, right? Okay. Take a piece of tape like this. Yeah, we're going to take a long piece. I'll show you how to do this. Take a palette knife. I'm going to put this right here like this. Well, maybe I'll do it like this. I'm going to do it like this, okay? Make sure it's straight. And I'm going to hold my palette knife like this flat, and I'm going to just tear that off. Okay, so then what are you going to do? Well, then we're going to take tape and go around it. So this is kind of what I want, right? Everybody's with me on that, right? Easy enough to do. Now, at this late in the game, we don't want to screw up the sign, right? Okay, like so. More like about like this. So I'm going to take that off. And I'm going to make this a little more narrow, like that. You're going, that's neat, Ginger. Come on, it's all together now. That's really neat, Ginger.
I'm glad
Never knew you could do that, Ginger. That's so cool. Whoa, dude. Some of that, right? Okay, we're gonna dry it and then do a couple coats. Do it again. Dry it. Then we're gonna take some zinc white. Okay. We got a little of that left. Okay. kind of fade the sign out a little bit, right? Okay, all good, right?
Looking perfect.
Yeah, do stuff like that, and even if you screwed up the pumpkins, people will think it's professional. It'll look very professional. Now let's take a little bit of black Posca pen, come under here like that, and do a little shadow on this one side like this. See, that's always a good trick. And then you can take, if you're really going to be the last of the big spenders, right? I mean, as long as we're in for a penny, we spent so much time on the pumpkins. Now we're going to come under here like this and make a little shadow under this sign like that. Yeah. Okay. That's well and good. Yes and yes. Now, we're going to go ahead and dry the sign again.
Yes, I know I look like a royal flush. But let's talk about something even more timeless. Painting dogs like a true artist. At Ginger Cook's Art Academy, Red and Purple members get instant access to over 20 dog painting tutorials, fully included with your membership. That's right, no extra treats needed. Many are based on the techniques of the legendary Sir Edwin Landseer, the dog whisperer of Victorian England. Ginger shows you how to capture that noble spirit and turn an ordinary pet photo into a painting fit for a gallery wall. Or a dog bed throne. You'll learn the do's, don'ts, and downright never shoulds of painting pups, including her secret to painting eyes that have personality, maybe a bit of attitude. Just type dog in the search bar on our website or YouTube channel. You'll find all kinds of furry inspiration. And if you'd like to own your favorite lesson forever, check out our downloadables. They're just like a good book you'll want to revisit. And if you remember, be sure to ask for your exclusive discount code before fetching one. So what are you waiting for? Grab that brush, channel your inner Landseer, and give your good boy, or girl, the portrait they deserve.
Now, here's the thing. You do not have to write keep out on your sign. I'm going to write it because I have no imagination, and I'm just going to write it, right? So I'm going to start, the O is going to go here. And the P is going to go here. All right, so there you go. Keep out. And then we have a, there's like a little gate right here that comes out like this. Okay. There, okay, that looks pretty interesting. And then that little, we've got that right there. Now, so then all we have to do is just stop a minute and see where else you need to add some. This is what you want to do. Maybe come back, another day. Stop, take a look at what you've painted. For instance, is there do we need something a little brighter in here in our lantern? Something like that. Do we need to do anything like that? Do we need to do a little bit more of the light on our pumpkin? I don't have any more white paint out, but I can certainly add a little tiny bit more. You need to come back and hit a few highlights. That's the kind of thing where you don't just rush through it. Some of you guys, I've been watching you. Listen, I'm watching you. You post stuff on Pinterest and or read on Facebook, and I see what you're doing. And you forget the shadows, or you'll do a bunch of stuff and then you'll forget the highlights it somewhere. It's like it's just all the painting I want to do right now. No more highlights. Not going to do those anymore. Something like that. I don't know. Not sure what's the genesis of that, but it's like you're so excited to post it that you don't finish it. So go back yourself. Just do a little check like pilots do. Just do a little check and see did I get everything? What am I missing here? Okay. Could I have done something else, right? That kind of stuff, right? Now, so for us, we want to see what we're missing too, John, don't you think? You see anything that we're missing?
No, I think it's looking good.
So I see a little bit of maybe something a little bit lighter on top of the fence in a couple places. Up on the fence posts. Could go back over it. But mostly, I think I've captured the picture. But tomorrow when it dries, maybe I didn't. So that's the other thing too, is that when something really dries, you can kind of look at it and say, well, what did I miss? But I think we've captured it for the most part. I think so. There's a little bit of brown here. And you could have a sign on this tree too. That would be a fun one too. I might have put a sign on this tree, like somewhere up here. You'd have a lot of signs, right? You don't have to just this could be Sign City, man. To do a few little signs, just something a little lighter. Absolutely no reason why you couldn't. So, all right, let's put this in a frame. I think I've achieved what I want to achieve. I certainly hope that you have fun. Hope that maybe that you would have fun painting this for Halloween, and that you would want to maybe make this one of your heirloom Halloween pieces. I think that would be fun, don't you, John?
Oh, absolutely. Well, every year.
Let's put some leaves on here like that. Okay.
I think it's looking good.
Thank you, because I tell you what, those pumpkins gave me a terrible time, as you all know. And it was very and I understand when you're trying to paint something and it doesn't work, it gets stressful quick, doesn't it? You're going, well, I don't know why it worked yesterday.
Today's a new day.
Today's a new day. What happened, right? Why is this happening now, right? Why is this happening now? And I think I want a little bit of light something up here. Just a few little lights in these plants. All right, let's put it in a frame, you guys. And I hope everybody has a fun Halloween. And again, I'm looking forward to the comments about this. Let's see if there's anything else I need to do once I get it in the frame. Whoops. That was my Posca pens all falling down. That's been the fun of the day, hasn't it? Here, I'll dry it, John.
Yep, give it a good dry. All right. Hey, that looks great. Look at that old barn wood
does it
frame.
look pretty good, John? Now that we're seeing our picture and we're complaining less about it.
I like it. I like it in that frame too. That's nice.
Well, I think this is it. I think this is certainly an old spooky frame, isn't it?
And it ties it all together.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do too, John. I kind of like it in this frame. I want some. I think we did pretty good with this. Yeah, you feel like it's a fall day, don't you guys? Well, if I hope you all have had fun painting. You will have fun painting this. I hope that this video was sort of fun for you too, and that you'll leave the comments. I really want to know what you did this Halloween, or what you used to do as a kid on Halloween, and if this video helped you, maybe in some way, maybe just understand that everybody has problems, but they're fixable, and acrylic paints are absolutely the best way to overcome issues like that, because they're very forgiving. And if you got a problem, you can use the matte medium and paint over it, dry it. You can do stuff in.
It's acrylics, don't panic.
It's acrylic, don't panic, and that's how you have to see this stuff, right? And if I were going to sign this, John, where would I sign it? Right here.
In the dark corner. Yep, right where you're at. I probably would have used yellow.
John would use yellow, but you know what you can do? Let me show you, because your eye goes right there, right? So let me just show you. This is important. So let me just show you what you do with that. So let's try it. And you can glaze right over it with
again. Don't panic.
Again, you just can't panic about these things. You just need a little brush of yellow. So I'll just dip my brush in there, right, like that. I won't go too far with it, right? And I've got a little yellow on here like that, little matte medium. And I can tone that right back. I could have used brown or something. I don't know, John. You and your stupid ideas about yellow. I don't know that yellow worked. Yellow's not good. Is it yellow good?
Go ahead and do the brown.
Well,
do the burnt sienna.
Yeah, it's the yellow. This isn't working for me. That's not working. This is just how to paint something and have it not work, right?
You're getting it.
So now, where's my Kleenex? Somewhere up here, there's a Kleenex maybe. I can take that off. Now, I should end up with just with the slightly darker white. See what I mean? You can stain it like that. You can stain it. Could have also painted it gold with a brush too, but you can stain it like that. There you go. Yeah, okay. That works. And then put the red slash through like this. All right, so there you go, you guys. Things that this was a really good tutorial on how to overcome stuff. And you got to have some of those, don't you?
Absolutely.
You got to have.
A lot of people they get so frustrated they just give up and they go, wait, just calm down, take a deep breath,
Yeah.
Dry it?
Because you just dry it, see what happens if the
And paint over it.
paint over it. It's just acrylic paint. It's not where it's okay. And you might feel sometimes like it happens, but the history of the world and its well-being is not dependent on this painting or on yours, so we're okay. So you don't have to panic, right? just telling you that now. So listen, thanks Armand for coming, and we thank all you guys have been helping our scholarship fund and helping us keep this channel going. And we'll see you next week for something maybe easier. What do you think?
You never know. Make sure to hit the old subscribe button on the way out. Thumbs up. Share it with your friends and family. Share it with your enemies.
Yeah, it's as frustrated as I am. Yeah, share it. You know what I mean? And don't forget to comment.
The light has been put into the lamp.
Light's been put into the lamp, and just put on this, and you know what I mean?
Are you ever done with a painting?
Yeah, I'm just kind of playing with it now. The pumpkins really gave me such fits. You guys, good to know that it doesn't happen to just happens to all of us, right? Good to know. Yes and yes.
Good to know.
Yes and yes. Bye.
Bye.